Hey guys, welcome to Monkey's World. I just made a video that was way too long, so I'm gonna try to shorten it. I watched a video from a couple, Jesse and Alessi, and they were trying foods from New England. They evidently will try dishes from different regions of the country. Here in New England, I can tell you exactly where our food dishes come from. Primarily, our dishes come from French Canadians, French not Irish, because that's what is here. And the main dishes that you will see here in New England, corn chowder all year round, clam chowder in the summer mostly. It sounds weird because it's a hearty chowder, but people eat it, they love it. They would drive miles to find it. Anyway, the ones that they tried were brown bread, baked beans, a Maine blueberry pie, a fluffernutter, and some chop suey. And it's something called autocrat syrup. For those of you who don't know, autocrat syrup is a coffee-flavored syrup made in Rhode Island. My best friend was originally from Rhode Island. And one day we were just drawing pictures. I don't know if it was a Saturday or after school or what it was. And her neighbor wanted some coffee milk. And I thought, I'm not going to like this. But I said, sure. I loved it. It does not taste like a cup of coffee, and it's very sweet. I don't know how much sugar is in it. Well, not sugar, but corn syrup, which is sugar made from corn. Anyway, it's a lot. They thought that it's something we would have in the morning instead of a coffee to be quick. No, it's a snack. You have it with an after-school snack or an evening snack. You wouldn't have that as your morning coffee. The blueberry pie was made with Maine blueberries, which are wild blueberries. And as you said, they're smaller and sweeter. Because they're old, wild blueberries. Before we cultivated them and blew them up. The American chop suey they loved. And I believe Alessi is Italian. And he loved it. Maybe not. He might be Latino, but he's Italian. You'll see a lot of places that they say that was created in cafeterias in New England. School cafeterias. No. And yes, did we have it for lunch sometimes? Sure. It was gross in the school cafeteria. So gross. What did that pasta ever do to you that you needed to cook it to the point where it blew up as big as my finger and was mush? Zero flavor from the meat, because there hardly was any. Sauce was flavorless. It was awful. I swear in some school systems, to be a lunch lady, one of the prerequisites is you can't be able to actually cook. But anyway, because my mother could make American chop suey. She didn't like undercooked pasta, but she didn't like me either. And she cooked it with hamburger, with onions, peppers, sometimes celery, that she sauteed, and then she'd cook the meat, then she'd pour the whatever sauce she was using, whether it was a piece of spaghetti sauce or she was making her own sauce. And they did compare it to something. They said it's like a sloppy Joe that you put pasta over. Very similar. They're not wrong. And it was peasant food. For families that didn't have a lot of money. And some of our recipes came out of other recipes. Like, you take the New England boiled dinner, and you have 2 more recipes that come out of it. Hash, with little bits of the ham, potatoes, carrots, cabbage, and onions, chopped up and cooked in a frying pan the next day. And you take the ham bone and whatever's coming into it, you boil that up, you soak some peas, dried peas, and you make soy pea soup. So it's necessary to come up with new meals from your leftovers. But my grandmother was French, my grandfather was Irish, Scots Irish, and my food was somewhere in between. I guess back in the day, lamb was peasant food, because my grandmother used to cook it. My father's I remember sticking the cloves in it, and my mother wouldn't eat it because it smelled terrible cooking. It's like fresh pork shoulder. Delicious, but smells like utter poop cooking. So my mother wouldn't eat it. I want a fresh pork shoulder so bad. Cook on top of the stove. I gotta look around. See if I can find. Just look at Hannaford's. I've got the gift card. But yeah, and they tried to bake beans and the brown bread. I don't like the brown bread. But I don't like molasses. So, and that's the primary ingredient. And of course, baked beans. When my father was a kid, and even older than him, they would take the bean pot down to the local baker. He was the only one that had an oven. And he would bake them, and then you'd go down at the end of the evening on Saturday and get them and take them home, and you'd have a dozen beans. So what she called Frankston beans was she cut up the Franks and put them in the beans. Yeah, that is a thing, but hot dogs and beans means you have a hot dog and a bowl of beans. So it just depends on how you eat it. They did fluffernutter, like I said, but they used jet puff. Which you think, oh, that's fine, that's just the marshmallows that you get melted down. The wrong texture and the flavor isn't quite right. Because I've had it. I didn't care for it. It was more sweet than marshmallow to me, and the texture was all kind of wrong. And everybody told them that too. But you can't get fluff anywhere but New England. Actual fluff. Let me see, I think I have fluff in my cupboard. What kind of New Englander would I be if I didn't have fluff? But I believe I do. Look, here. Yep, right here. They also have an even bigger one than this. This is fluff. This fluff. The people were saying in the comments that family members who had moved away from New England had this stuff shipped to them. What is the date on this? Oh, it's fine. The texture of this is different. And after you poke a hole in this stuff, it goes right that flat like that. That's so cool. Oh, the smell. Where is it? Oh. Where is the smell? Where is my love? Anyway. Oh, yeah. Woo! So open that. Like this one. And I did discover using liquid dish soap helps tremendously. So, I am going to go edit videos. I hope you enjoyed this talk about doing food. And they said that they didn't do fish because they're landlocked in Illinois and they don't trust it. And Elton Brown used to say, if you can't get to the beach in the time it takes to watch a Baywatch rerun, which I can, even though I'm in the middle of bottom of Massachusetts. There is a rock in my town, in the middle of the woods, that if you stand on it, you're in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts at the same time. It's a historic spot, marked with a rock. And I think there's a rock. There's a spot, anyway. Kids used to go there all the time. I think I've been there once. I think my dad brought me there once to show me the spot, many years ago. But anyway, here, like Dr. Brown said, if you can get to the beach in time of day to watch a Baywatch rerun, so in other words, an hour or less, you'll see fresh seafood, you'll see live lobster, which I always see live lobster in the grocery store. I didn't realize until I was an adult they didn't have live lobster in every grocery store in America. But yeah, North Dakota, South Dakota, probably not. Kansas, probably not. But that never even occurred to me when I was a kid, that there are states that are so landlocked that you're not going to see that, And, because I didn't grow up in one of those states, I lived in Massachusetts. So, I haven't even seen live crabs in the grocery store. Not kidding. So, small crabs. Not big old Alaskan crabs. You get those frozen. Because they come from the other planet. On the other side of the country, but almost the other side of the planet. Considering where the Bering Strait is, it's almost in Russia, so it's almost the other side of the planet. But, yeah. So other than that, you won't get those fresh unless you live in Alaska. Or Canada right next to Alaska. And some in Washington State. You will get some fresh crab. The only fresh crab you get here is a blue crab. Nothing wrong with it, it just doesn't have much meat. So you're better off buying lump crab meat. Or crab with a K, which is actually really good fish, believe it or not. It's made to look like crab, but it is not crab. There is crab in it, and there's other fish in it as filler. It's actually really good. And my mother created a really good casserole with it. We chop it up. We wouldn't heat it up at all because you didn't need to. It's fully cooked. The pasta and stuff would heat it. So I did the angel pasta with Alfredo sauce. What else did she use? pepper and onions, and peas. And we make a very similar tuna noodle casserole, which is also a New England thing. When I was a kid, I called it tuna casserole. It's tuna noodle casserole. And you can't actually get that from Stouffer's, but it is a New England dish. And many of our New England dishes, like I said, are going to be Irish or they're going to be French. French meat pie, our New England boiled dinner, all of those things, lamb, are going to be one of those two cultures. Don't get me wrong, there's Italian too. It's probably where the American chopstick came from, which interestingly they said it's also called goulash. And they're right. People in my father's age group, who would be 81 and older, call it goulash. That's not a true goulash, but it's what they call goulash. Goulash is actually a vegetable mix. A vegetable mix dish, there's no meat in it, but they call it goulash. Because goulash to them is just a mixed dish. So, and we tried Moxie soda, which I told them in the comments, nobody here actually likes that. Although it is a staple in Maine to this day, you will see the lighted signs at the convenience stores saying Moxie on them. My mother was from Maine and said the stuff was gross. My father didn't like it either. He said it's about the strongest soda you'll ever drink. And now I know why. Because they went and looked for the ingredients. It's a combination of root beer and licorice. Ugh! As far as my father didn't like it. My father loved cream soda, which is another New England thing. I didn't. Root beer. I'm a root beer girl. I guess A&W restaurants are going out now, but we didn't even have one here, and A&W root beer was an England staple, along with Bark root beer. I think that's how it's said. B-A-R-Q. They're both good. A&W. Bark is fine. I like the glass bottles it comes in, but A&W is the best. And my father would drink their cream soda. So anyway, I think I squished this video down quite a bit. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you learned something about Ashley. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a wonderful rest of the day.